Welcome to the Forgotten Realms, where magic and mystery await at every corner. In today's episode, our hero encounters a strange girl with a hidden secret, leading him on a path he never expected. Will he uncover the truth and survive the dangers that lie ahead? Join us on this epic adventure. I left a 20 on the table, picked up the wrapped sword, and without touching anything on my plate or waiting for change, headed out of the cafe. I'd pocketed a pancake for Harry, and he gobbled it up as soon as I offered it to him. "Who is she?" I whispered to him, watching the weird girl walk down the sidewalk. At first I thought she was some townie who was going to hit on me. Happened before. But then she'd been sniffing the air. Sniffing it, intently, and I'd watched as her gaze zeroed in on the sword. The idea crossed my mind. She was a witch of some kind, sent after me by Reginald, but she was a piss-poor one if that was the case. No witch could be that clumsy. Then I saw the bracelet on her arm. She was no witch, not even close. She was exactly who I needed, and she was storming off through town. I patted my leg and Harry fell into step beside me. I carried the sword over my shoulder, keeping my eyes trained on that head of black hair. The conversation replayed over and over in my head, and each time I found another thing that made me curious about who she was. Her eyes were intense as she'd spoken to me, but at the same time, she seemed so unsure of herself. What was someone like her doing in this tiny town anyway? As far as I knew, there were none in these parts. They rarely frequented the human realm, not wanting to risk exposure. Many centuries ago it happened, and it was disastrous for their kind. They were still rebuilding, and yet one of their own was out here wandering the streets of some mountain town in Colorado. The runes on that bracelet were old, older than many I'd seen before on one like her. She had no guards following her that I could see. Was it possible she was really on her own? My luck might be holding out, and I picked up the pace. When she'd sniffed the air, I thought at first she was being weird. But now I realized if she was what I thought she was, then the glass shard in my pocket had been what she smelled. I couldn't lose her. She might be my only chance to track down the rest of the shards. The girl turned off the sidewalk and my gut dropped thinking I lost her. But then Harry barked and took off through the small crowd, and I caught the end of his bushy tail disappearing into a small park. I couldn't run and hoped he would slow her down. Warmth spread from the wound at my side, and I knew it opened up. I healed slower thanks to my human half, but usually it didn't take this long. And never before had I needed stitches to aid in the closing of a wound. Whenever I saw Reginald again, I'd have to pay him back in kind. Harry's barking guided me through the tiny park where a small playground was set off to the side, and a few art pieces were displayed, popping out here and there amongst the bushes. I clutched at my side, grimacing as the pain grew and my feet staggered. "Hi again," I heard the girl say, laughing at the dog. "Where's your mean old owner, huh?" I tried to call out, but the words stuck in my throat. I collapsed to the ground, coughing and hacking as a chill spread through my bones. What the hell was this? "Hello?" the girl called out. No one else was in the park that I could hear. Harry barked, and a few seconds later, I saw his furry feet before my eyes. "Oh God!" The girl was there, grabbing my arm and trying to pull me to my feet. "You idiot!" "Idiot!" I managed to rasp, trying to get to my feet with her help, and the dog's.
"Yes, idiot! I asked if you needed help and you chased me off by being an ass," she snapped.
Her anger made me grin, and I tried to laugh. Not exactly sure what was funny about this situation. I might be dying, but all I could do was laugh. "Come on, we're getting you to a hospital." "No," I growled, and she stiffened but didn't run off. "No hospital." "What's wrong with you anyway?" I couldn't find the words again and pointed to my side. She shoved away my shirt and gasped. "That's a lot of blood. Okay, I'm taking you to my place. Can you walk?" Where is your place?" "Not far, but there's a woman there. She can help you." A woman? I needed to know who or what, but my mind became a muddled mess. My arm draped over her shoulders and she started to lead me away, but the leather-wrapped sword was on the ground.
"Wait!"
"What?" I nodded to the sword on the ground. Can't leave it. Seriously, you could be dying and you're worried about that thing." "Priorities," I mumbled, and she glared at me. I removed my arm and Harry helped me stay standing as she bent to pick it up. I was about to apologize for it being so heavy, worried she might not be able to carry it around. But she hoisted it easily into her arms and then put my arm back around her shoulders.
Who the hell are you?
That's not very nice to ask the person helping you. I winced with every step we took back down the park trail and out to the sidewalk. She held me up and carried that sword as if we weighed nothing. If I doubted what she was a few seconds ago, I didn't any longer. But the question remained if she knew what she was. I guess I'd have no choice but to let her take me back to this woman and hope it wasn't a trap. What is this place? I grunted when we finally reached a huge old mansion smack dab in the middle of town. You live here? Yes, now I told you to stop talking and save your strength, she scolded. I grinned. I'm fine, perfectly fine. She glanced worriedly at my side, and I knew that was clearly not the case. You should have just let me take you to the hospital, she muttered. No hospitals, I growled again, but weaker, much weaker. They don't do well treating patients like me. Oh, you mean stubborn jackasses? You're funny, you know that? I squinted at her as my vision blurred. And kind of cute when you're mad. She opened her mouth to say something else, but I didn't hear it. It was like someone put cotton in my ears and my legs gave out. I crashed to the ground and Harry started licking my face. I tried to lift a hand to pet him, but it didn't reach. All I could do was lay there, on a stone path, and stare up at the sky. Thanks for watching today's episode of Conflict in the Realms, a Red Wolf production. Stay tuned for more epic adventures, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting content. Until next time, brave adventurers.